You're watching Canadian Muslim News on Muslim Network TV from Toronto, Ontario. I'm Samia Sayed. Welcome to the show. Now, coming up is a conversation with Imam Imam Tarek from Brantford Mosque regarding the International Roving Sira Exhibition. But first, let's take a look at the headlines. Canadians observe second Truth and Reconciliation Day. Halifax Mosque provides free meals to people affected by Fiona. Migrant workers locked up in provincial jails in Canada. Palestinian boy dies after being chased by Israeli forces. And now the details. Canada is observing today the second National Day for Truth and Reconciliation to honor the memory of Indigenous children who were forced to attend church-administered and government-funded residential schools. Thousands died in the residential schools because of the abuse they endured, while those who survived feel the trauma till today. The federal buildings in Canada have lowered their flags to half-mast from sunrise to sunset. September 30th is also Orange Shirt Day, honoring the memory of Phyllis Webstead, whose orange shirt was taken away on her first day of residential school. The National Centre for Truth and Reconciliation encourages Canadians to wear an orange shirt today to show their solidarity. The staff and students of Mosque, Halifax, Nova Scotia, are providing food and other supplies to the people affected by Hurricane Fiona. The mosque has opened its doors to communities within and outside Halifax so that those without power can charge their devices and get free meals. Imam Abdullah Yusri from the Mosque says to local media that the staff has been busy cooking meals for the past 3 days. Once a meal is prepared, students pack them and distribute them to the neighborhood. So far, the mosque has provided 1,000 meals and promises to provide 5,000 more. Migrants, including asylum seekers, are being held in provincial jails without being accused of a crime, reports a media source. Migrants and asylum seekers are locked up under the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. Provinces have agreements with the Canada Border Services Agency that allows them to imprison migrants for administrative reasons. This is prohibited under international law. A migrant worker whose name is not disclosed due to security reasons says he was strip searched several times during his 6-month jail detention in Montreal. The agency detains around 8,000 migrant workers a year. Of these, nearly 2,000 have been sent to jail between 2015 to 2020. A funeral was held today for Rayyan Suleiman, a 7-year-old Palestinian boy whose father believes he died of heart failure while being chased by Israeli forces. The father says that his son was coming back from school on Thursday when Israeli forces chased him and other pupils, suspecting them of throwing stones. A medical expert who examined the body told a media source that the body showed no signs of trauma and the death was consistent with heart failure. The Israeli army has denied any link to the child's death. The U.S. State Department has encouraged an investigation. And that's it for the news. Now, the Sira Exhibition was in Mississauga, Ontario last week. This was an international roving exhibition that featured over 20 artifacts belonging to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, his companions, and other historical pieces for what they say was the first time it was displayed in Canadian history. Imam Imam Tarek from Brantford Mosque is joining us now to tell us more. Welcome, Imam Tarek, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Sister Samia, for having me.
Imam Tarek, tell us about the exhibition itself. What were some of the artifacts that were put on display?
Yes, it was. I was personally there last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is historic for a Canadian Muslim to have such Sira exhibition, and some of the artifacts were there. Hair of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the staff of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the cover of Kaaba, and more.
From what I understand, that there were also some other attractions in the exhibition, including food stalls and a virtual reality walkthrough for attendees. Can you share more details about this?
So the exhibition had 4 or 5 areas. First, the welcoming areas, then waiting areas where the video displayed for the viewers to give some understanding, initial understanding what they're going to see and history background of this, and then main exhibition where the visitors could see each of the artifacts, and there was a placard beside it with a description. And the fourth area was virtual reality on some specific areas, for example, Mi'raj, ascension of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, about the city of Mecca, the migration of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I took my 2 daughters there. One is 7 and another one is 10. They enjoyed the VR, the virtual reality, the most. The beauty of that was it was short, it was well written, and they could actually virtually enjoy, see the picture, and feeling that they are feeling the reality of the historic time through this system. So it was one of the very the main attraction for the children and for everyone. It was huge line, and then they had the bazaar area with the food court and everything, and then they had also prayer space where anyone could pray, and they had Juma there. So it was wonderful combination to people come together, spending family time while connecting with the history and spiritual reality.
Mhm. My favorite part sounds like it would have been the virtual reality walkthrough, but unfortunately, I didn't get to visit it, but it's definitely on my bucket list. It sounds very interesting and, of course, realistic. Now, I want to ask about you. What was your personal favorite part of the exhibition?
My personal favorite part was, of course, artifacts exhibition itself, because it takes you to the history. It start the conversation. I was amazed by the name. It's called Sira Exhibition. Sira, in our Islamic understanding, is biography of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when some artifacts, for the first time, they brought to Canada through such exhibition, it gave me opportunity and community members, whoever came to see, to start the conversation again that we must uh, connect with our root, and our root is, of course, um, it's Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The city of Mecca, Kaaba, is all part of our history and our roots. So that's the main attraction. The organizer, the intention, and for me, it was the main attraction as well.
Mhm. Now, the exhibition did come to a close on Sunday, but tell me about how people reacted. What did the turnout look like, and what was some of the feedback that you received?
The first or the most common question was, are they authentic? And of course, there are some of them we could confirm that they are authentic, and rest of them, I say it claimed to be authentic, and we do not know. So, what is the most important part from this discussion? I found it very interesting is that people are looking for authentic information and authentic stuff, and that, going back to the root and asking for authenticity, either a saying of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam or belongings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or something that is they claim to be that belong to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The question is coming that is it authentic? I think this is important to our being, that we anyone can claim anything, but we take and we ask for authenticity, and whatever authentic, we take it. So this is the most important for me.
Mhm. Now, this was the first time that such an exhibition was held in Canada. What difference did you think it made in the people who visited?
A few things. Number one, the exhibition has been brought by not a few Canadian Muslims. It's a very small organization. The name is CMD, MDCC. I hope I'm, yeah, DMCC. Sorry for this. So it's World Malay Canadian Community. So, and a good number of volunteers came from Singapore and Malaysia to organize it. So to organize such event by mainly the outsiders, they are traveling all the way from Malaysia and Singapore. It shows that our brotherhood and sisterhood, that doesn't matter where we are from, we are faithfully connected because of our faith. So that was very moving moment for me to see that brotherhood and sisterhood. And then, of course, I saw people were crying. Children are very they're interested to learn more about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And going back to the history, it's like time traveling. All those small pieces that connect us together with faith and with brotherhood in the name of faith, that was the main feedback I got from people. And then after that, what happened, some masajid, different communities from London, Ontario to the Scarborough and other community, they showed their interest to take these artifacts to their masajid, especially during the month of Rabiul Awal, to make it part of Seerah conversation. So it shows that it has huge audience, and most of us, and I would say actually all of us, as part of our faith, we would like to learn more about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that will increase our love for him in our heart, and so that we could follow the true authentic path of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
And that ties into my next question quite nicely. You know, I was looking over some comments on Instagram, and many people said that they unfortunately missed it this year, but they would have loved to attend and learn more about the artifacts. Is there any chance of these artifacts coming back to Ontario again?
Yeah, so on behalf of the organizers and organization, we are extremely sorry that many people wanted to come and they could not make it. And it happens when a very small organization comes up with good ideas, but at the same time, um, when an organization is not known, it takes time. So it started the conversation, an organization and organizers are very touched by this, and they actually did this same exhibition in different countries, Brunei, Malaysia, Singapore, and other places. And their plan and intention to come back soon again based on our demand. If we want it, we'll get it, inshallah.
Inshallah, nicely said. Well, thank you so much for your time, Imam Tarek, and it was a pleasure learning more about the exhibition.
It's always a pleasure to be in this show. Jazakumullah khair.
You were watching Canadian Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. That's it from our Toronto studios tonight. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more Canadian Muslim content. Stay safe, and until next time.